Hello everyone, welcome to Yum Yum Africa. In today's video, I will be showing you how to make amala. Amala is soft, smooth bolus or swallow food common in the southwestern Nigeria amongst the Yoruba people. It is originally made from yam flour. Before we get started with the video, I would like to say a big thank you to you if you're a subscriber and a returning viewer. If you're new to my channel, on this channel, I show you the step-by-step way of making many popular African foods with lots of tips to make it error-proof for you to try the recipe. I hope you enjoyed this video and subscribe to the channel. For today's video, I will be cooking for about 3 to 5 people. We will need yam flour, a sieve, a clean bowl. We would also need a clean wrap to wrap the amala if you're serving for later. You also need some vegetable oil. This is optional, but you're going to see how I would use it in the video. Also, we would need a bowl of clean water. You will also need a medium-sized pot of boiling water and also a clean bowl. So the first thing we're going to do is to sieve the flour. You must, this is the first tip of the video, you must sieve your flour. Even if you sieved it and then saved it, anytime you're going to make the amala, you must sieve it. For some reason, it looks as if the amala or the elubo, which is the yam flour, absorbs moisture and just forms these lumps when it's in storage. So you always must sieve it before you make the amala. Otherwise, all of these lumps in the sieve will end up in the amala. Sometimes when you're sieving, you can also use your hands to speed up the process, particularly if you're sieving a large quantity of flour. But for most part, I enjoy sieving it this way. And there we go again with the lumps. If you do not sieve it, all of these lumps will end up in the amala. So once we're done sieving the elubo or the yam flour, now we have the pot of boiling water. It's important to reduce the heat so we reduce the bubble. So this is the second tip. When the water is boiling and if you add the flour, it can actually make it form lumps. So it's better to reduce the heat. Before we start, you save some hot water, which we're going to use down in the video. We'll also need a wooden spoon, which I forgot to display earlier in the video. Now you can see the water is not bubbling as much, so this is a very good way to get it started. You add the yam flour, and then you stir. You mix it gradually, and as you stir, you can tell if you need more flour because the consistency we're looking for is a firm consistency. And as you can see, it still looks watery. So you add a little bit. Don't add too much at a time. Just add it gradually. Initially, you add quite a bit of quantity as you saw me do. And then as you progress, you just add little by little until you get that consistency you're going to see in a moment. It's still a little bit watery, so I'm adding a little bit more flour. So what I'm doing here is mixing the flour, mixing it up. It helps a lot that the heat is very low. So now that it looks, firm a little bit, now I can stir it properly. And you continue to do that to get the consistency that we're looking for. Be sure to mix it properly so there is no more flour. Everything is evenly brown and no lumps. So you can see the way I'm stirring it, I'm pulling it towards me and pulling it towards the pot. So even if there's any lump that's forming, it breaks as I press it against the pot towards me. Nice and soft and smooth, and that's what we're looking for. Now this is where I use the vegetable oil. This is just to help to prevent the amala from sticking to the plastic scoop. It just makes it easier and less messy. Now we scrape all of the amala together. You can see the tip of the plastic scoop is very clean. And we scrape all of the amala into the pot, scrape it all together. And now this is the use for the hot water. We now add the hot water and use the wooden spoon to lift the amala. So the hot water goes all around the amala, which will help it cook better. And you also create some holes in the amala so the water can also penetrate in between and also help to cook it. Cover the pot and allow it to cook for about 5 to 7 minutes. Now this timing is just dependent on the quantity you are making, because this is not a lot, and that's why I allowed it to cook for 5 to 7 minutes. So now I stir it to see if it is all, stir it to be smooth and then see if it is all ready. You can see the consistency is very different from where we started. It's smoother and soft also, and much softer than it was earlier. I'd like it to cook for a little bit more. You have to be careful not to overcook amala. Some yam flour, if you overcook them, it becomes bitter. Amala doesn't need to cook for too long at all. I just need this to cook a little bit more. I'll add some more water to make it just a little bit softer, and you will see the difference that makes when we leave it to cook for another 2 to 3 minutes. So after 2 to 3 minutes, the amala is ready. We stir it, the final stirring. And we serve it. You'll see how much different this is now. You can see it's softer, it's smooth. Now this is a very good consistency for amala. I have to say, out of the many swallow or bolus foods that's common with the Yoruba people, amala seems to be the lightest of them all because of its consistency. We make sure we mix it properly, we stir it up properly. It's soft and smooth and no lumps at all. Now it's time to serve the amala. If you're ready to eat, you can serve it directly into your plate. But for today, I'll be serving some, wrapping some in the cling wrap to serve later. I'll also be serving some for my lunch today. You can wrap the amala in whatever size you want, but I usually just make it this small serving. So I'm serving the rest for lunch today, so I'm going to serve that into my plate. You can serve amala with a mixture of ewedu or jute leaf soup, bean soup, which is called gbegiri. So I'm putting the gbegiri right now. I would also be making a video on how to make gbegiri. Look down below. I have a link to how I have made the ewedu soup. I add the ewedu or the jute leaf soup as well. And on top of that, you had any pepper stew. It could be chicken stew, goat stew, goat meat stew, beef stew, a mixture of all kinds of meat, whatever stew. You add it to it. And when you have these three together, in Yoruba language, it is called abula, when you have the three soups together. You can also serve amala with vegetable soup or egusi soup or ogbono soup. Today, I am serving with abula. Bon appetit! If you have enjoyed today's video, kindly comment, like, share and subscribe. And don't forget to push the notification button so you know when next I upload new videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.